Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the High Ticket Coaching and Consultant Strategy and Growth Show. Now, if you're watching this show anywhere else but within our private community called High Ticket Client Attraction Insider Circle, then be sure to come join us on our private Facebook group. We've grown to over 6,000 members. So if you're not already a member, come check us out. The group was put together specifically for coaches, consultants, and service providers who are serious about getting up to that 6 and that 7-figure level. So if that's you, we definitely love you to come check us out. So with that being said, I want to introduce you to our to one of the members of our community, Wendy Sugar. Welcome, Wendy.
Hi.
Awesome, love it. Wendy, so tell us, what is it that you do?
So I'm a nature connection coach. So I work with people and we have fun all day long out in nature.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere in there, we usually solve a few problems as to where they want to go, where people want to go, and what their dreams are. So it's really kind of incredible.
Awesome. So I guess the question becomes, what? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, good. How did you become a nature connection coach?
I think I made a big change. I used to be in the corporate world and I had, 5 cars, a big house and all that fun stuff. But I wasn't happy. And so somebody introduced me to hiking and getting out into nature and the calmness it brought. And it really changed my world. And so I saw how it could, for me to be able to share that with others, how I could help people to really get to that place of true happiness, which actually comes from within here, right? And not from all the things that we own. So I kind of got in it that way, and it's been very successful.
Yeah.
Nature really helps to facilitate that because nature doesn't judge. It's the only thing on the planet that doesn't judge.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of put down your electronics and put down your walls and really let yourself figure out where you want to go and what you want to do and really be you in the here and now.
Yeah, I love it. So in essence, and that's what you take clients on. That's you kind of actually take them out into nature and just be out there with them.
I do. So I take people hiking, but some of my clients can't hike. So we'll go sit in grass. We sit at a park, but wherever we sit and talk, it's always in nature for sure. Because that nature, trees release pheromones and scents, and there's all sorts of aromatherapy that happens in nature. And so it really helps to bring people into what they need to figure out. So it's kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So when you discovered that's your purpose, and I guess how long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for about 8 years now.
Mm-hmm. Oh goodness, you're like an expert then, huh?
I'm trying.
Yeah, love it. And what's the biggest when you take your clients into nations, and they're not, do you allow, do they come out there with cell phones and laptops, all these different things?
So I don't allow laptops for sure. And I usually have phones put away unless they want to take a picture. Mm-hmm. So we really are going back to nature and back to basics and just having a good time looking at things that are around and talking and just experiencing things in the moment and not letting outside influences really affect us, which phones and computers or whatever really facilitate that. So I try to take that out of the picture so that people can really connect and we can figure out where they want to go and how they want to do that.
Yeah, I love it.
And it's an amazing thing. It happens very naturally when you take out those external influences.
Yeah, awesome. And what are you most passionate about right now?
Right now, I'm really working with people to reconnect to self. We're living through some crazy times, like everybody knows, right? And I really believe that it's time to slow down and really reconnect to self. And if we can take that time for self-care and figure out where we really want to go based on our beliefs and our hopes and our dreams and not based on what society tells us we should or should not be doing, that I think that people will come out in a better place when this is all over.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And with your clients wise, and I take it that your business right now is all in person, right? You work with clients in person?
I work with people in person. I also do work with people on Zoom, and I do virtual hikes with people, believe it or not, because some people can't go out right now because of quarantines. And I have a lot of clients around the country. So, sometimes they'll sit in a park and I'll sit in a park and we'll connect and it's still happening. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty amazing.
Pretty cool, awesome stuff. Who you
Yes.
find is that ideal client for you? Who's that individual who benefits best? You've noticed from your services.
I, I I think anybody who's human is an ideal client. Reality is we all need to connect to self, and we all have dreams and passions and happiness, and we all want to leave a legacy. And so
Mm-hmm,
those are the people I work with. I really want to work with people who want to get to whatever their happiness is based on what they want.
mm-hmm,
Society teaches us to go to school, get a degree, make a lot of money, get married, have kids, retire, travel, and die. And I tell people that you could do many more things than just those. And it's
mm-hmm.
okay and it's acceptable. It's
Yeah.
okay to have fun every day. It's okay to find happiness, and it's okay to do them out of order. It's totally okay to do all of that. So those are my clients. If there's anybody out there like thinking, I want to be in a different space, I want to be in a different place in my life, that's who I love working with.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And in terms of
Yeah.
your backstory as far as background, where did you how did it start off for you? What did you do before? I know you said you were in corporate, right?
Right. So I worked I had an office job that I had for 25 years. I ran a business. I was very successful. But I really realized that for me, I wasn't happy. And I was at 330 pounds when I was doing that. I've lost 150 pounds since I started doing what I'm doing now. And I'm happy. And I enjoy every day, and I have fun every day. And that's what I really like to teach my clients in the community, and kids and older people, everybody, that it's okay to have fun and enjoy every day.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be like a struggle every day to get by. There's good times to find in everything.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Now, a question I'd like to ask is, what's a story you could share with us from your past, as far as the place where you are today, the level of success you've created for yourself in your life and your business? What's a story that you could share with us that we could look back and say, oh, so that's kind of how you got to where you are today?
Um, so in 2012, I was invited to go to an adult camp with a friend of mine, and she was going there for weight loss. And I had no idea that I needed to lose weight, even though I was so heavy. But the point that really got to me is I walked about a half a mile and my shoe was untied. And one of the employees came up and said, "Miss Sugar, let me help you tie your shoe." And it was one of the most mortifying and defining moments of my life, because I realized at that moment I was so exhausted that I couldn't tie my own shoe. And I never wanted that to happen again. I wanted to be able to tie my shoes, but I wanted to be able to go do whatever I wanted to do and be able to do it successfully. And so that then turned into a weight loss journey, but it also turned into, how do I find happiness so that I can do these things and help others find that, so that we aren't stuck in the rut of every day. And again, like I said, I was successful. I had a business. I had 3 kids. I had 3 cars. I had everything. So in reality, everybody looked at me and said I was successful, but I wasn't successful on an individual level. And
Mm-hmm.
so that was my defining moment. And I'm very thankful to the person who said that to me, and who tied my shoe, and who is still a friend of mine today, because she helped change my world.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was like the kind of catalyst for you that did for you.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, love it, love it. So what about skills wise? What's one skill you'd say you've learned, mastered over the years that's really gotten you to where you are today?
I think that listening, we as a society are not taught to listen. We are taught to project what we're going to say before the person's finished talking. So I really, really, really push on people that I am here to listen to you and to hear what you say, and to help you get through that. And I think that if a lot of us could learn to listen to others instead of deciding what they're going to say and what we're going to say, that we would be in a whole different realm of understanding and in life. So I think it's really key to be able to listen. And it goes to personal too. Like, I have to listen to my body in order to know how I feel, right? I have to listen to my children to know if they're upset, so that I can help them fix things. I have to listen to the universe, which is telling us to slow down right now and to just chill out. So listening is a universal solvent, and it's very important.
Hmm. Awesome, awesome. What about habits wise, right? What's one habit you'd say you've developed that's really attributed to your success?
I think that one habit is living in the now and enjoying what's happening right now. I have that habit of finishing what I'm doing, and I have no expectations. I learned throughout the last several years that when I put expectations on things, I'm always disappointed. But if I enjoy what I'm doing and thoroughly finish it and be in the now while I'm doing it, that I can only win. And we as a society can only win.
Hmm. Love that. Love that. Are you a pretty big reader as well too? Are you big into books, podcasts?
I do. I have a lot of friends who have podcasts, so I kind of listen to them um, and I promote them. I have interviewed on several podcasts recently that I'm checking out, and I'm reading a few books now. So I could probably do more, but I do a little bit of that.
Yeah. What would you say is in terms of books wise, are there any books that's really stood out for you over your lifetime that you've read or something you've heard in them that's really um, been a game changer for you?
I, you know, I'm one of these people that I don't necessarily have a favorite because I try to pick out my favorite part out of each book and incorporate it into my world.
Hmm.
And so I believe that I'm a student and I'm a student from all teachers. And so I want to be able to not point to one specific person that helped me or one book, but be able to take a plethora of things I've learned and put it into action.
Hmm. Love that. Love that. What about I know something as we go through life, we always get big breakthroughs, right? So we might be doing some random, and every so often, whether it's every day, every other day, every week, we just get a big insight. Have you got any big insights in terms of things you realize like, wow, that's a pretty cool idea, and that you think would benefit listeners or anyone out there?
It's funny that you say that because I know last night I was watching an interview with somebody and there was something that triggered a thought that I had, and it was to really be able to live your life and live true to yourself. I know that in my situation for many years, I was living, what society told me was a normal life and how I should, be raising my kids and married and this and that. And then years later, I figured out that, well, if I just did this and it makes me happy, then everybody else around me is happy too. And they're not, and I'm not living a lie. I'm living true to myself. So I think that it's important that those triggers of every step you take and everything you do throughout the day should be true to you. And you should believe that you believe in what you're doing.
Hmm. Awesome, awesome. What about projects? Do you have any exciting projects that you're currently working on at the moment?
I do actually. So I run a company called Happy Hikers Fitness, and we just added Happy Hikers Farm to the mix. And so I own 5 acres, and we're adding goats, which is very exciting to our project. And we're actually going to turn them into hiking goats. So,
Hmm.
because there are some people that can't hike really far, and they want to be able to experience it. So we're going to incorporate some service animals, I guess. I don't know where this is going, but we're going to incorporate the goats into that so that we can help people with more smiles. It's very exciting.
Pretty cool. Whose idea was that? How did you guys come up with that idea?
I don't know. My son's 23 and he kept saying to me, I want to be a goat farmer. And so I said, well, let's incorporate it and we'll see where it goes. And it's very exciting. Up on my property, we now have a yurt up here. So we do yoga for the community and we do retreats up here and we do writers retreats and all sorts of things. So why not add the goats in there and people can sit in there and play with them and just be happy. It's all about finding fun in every day.
Yeah, yeah. I think I was watching a show or something, a video on maybe YouTube or something where some individual doing goat yoga. Have
Yeah.
you heard of that? Have you heard of that?
I have heard of that. I don't think that we will do goat yoga because I think it's a ploy to get you to do yoga, maybe. And I'm not really sure how your balance really works if you've got a goat on your back. It's kind of funny. But you never know. I do have a crystal garden up here on my property, which is pretty big. And maybe we can let the goats hang out in the crystal garden with you while you're meditating. It might be fun. We'll see where it goes. I just feel like it's calling us. And I think that it makes everybody smile when we talk about it. So we'll incorporate it as long as it's successful for my clients. And as
Hmm.
long as it brings happiness and fun to the game.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. And what did you say the name of your business was again?
So it's called Happy Hikers Fitness.
Happy Hikers
And
Fitness.
we have Happy Hikers. Yeah, so we're at happyhikersfitness.com, and we're on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere else. And if you type it into Google, we're there. And again, it's all about, the name came about of how can we incorporate fitness for your mind, body, and soul with happiness. And so we just came up with Happy Hikers because we thought it'd be really fun. And it makes people smile, and
Mhm.
it's really cool.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. And is the family is it just yours? The family, entire family, everyone is a part of it as well?
Yes, at first my two older kids thought I was insane, and that's okay too. But now they're seeing that everything we do through Happy Hikers and that mind, body, soul is really helping people reconnect to themselves and find happiness. And so my kids are very supportive. My youngest son works for me, and he's one of our hiking guides, and he goes backpacking with us,
Hmm.
and he's really amazing. And he's now a life coach, so he is following in those footsteps to a degree, and he wants to incorporate that goat farming, so why not? And it's pretty cool.
Hmm. Love it, love it. How does it work with your clients? How does a typical engagement with you look? Is it something someone books out a weekend? Is it just a day, a couple of hours? How does that typically look?
So I do all sorts of different things. It's all depending on the client. I do no cookie cutter approaches, but I do retreats throughout the year. So those retreats are always 4 days, and they're location bound. So we do them in Oregon, we do them in California. We just finished one in Sedona in February. So that depends on our clientele. We also have intensive life coaching that happens. Sorry about my dog. We have intensive life coaching that happens up here. So people will come stay on our property, and they will get life coaching from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and they do it all while living. I live in the middle of a forest, so it's all in nature. We include forest bathing and hiking and yoga and all that. And then I also do 1 hour hiking or 1.5 hour hiking clients, and I do Zoom calls as well.
Hmm.
So again, it's all depending on what your need is as a client to get to you to where your happy point is.
Yeah, I love it, love it. So you're in the country, right? Forests and stuff like that. Would you ever move to the city?
I grew up in LA. I lived in the same house for 50 years. I raised my kids in the same house I grew up in, and I loved it. But now that I live in the middle of a forest, I can't go back because I wake up to the sounds of hawks screaming. I get to go outside and see. We just had a wild swarm of bees show up on our property, which is
Whoa.
pretty cool to be able. Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch it. And I'm vegan, and so is my son, and so we've always like grappled with, well, what do we do with these bees? Because they seem to gravitate towards my property. So we're making them have a safe home, and they do what they do, and they're free to come and go, but they're not hurt in the process. So it's kind of cool. And I have deer that walk in my backyard every day. And, I get to touch the grass and smell the trees. So I don't think I'd go back. For work, yes, but not to live.
Hmm. No, but that sounds exciting. Well, you definitely sound like you're living the dream. Um, so with that being said, I'm moving running short on time here, but if someone wanted to connect, what's the best way for them to be able to reach out?
So I have happyhikersfitness.com, which is my website, which is great. Or I have an email, which is happyhikersfitness@gmail.com. And I encourage everybody to reach out on Facebook as well. I have a Happy Hikers Facebook page. Um, just reach out. Type in Happy Hikers Fitness into Google and it shows up. Reach out if you're looking for anything from that dream that you're really close to that fun thing you want to do, but you don't know if it's okay, or if you just want to figure out where I want to be and what's my legacy. Contact us on those places and let's talk.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Well, hey, Wendy, thank you so much for making the time to be here today. Really, really appreciate it. Do you have any final lessons, any final thoughts to share for the audience before we end here?
I'd love to say thank you for having me, and I'd like to remind everybody to go outside today, not wait till tomorrow or next week. Go outside, breathe in some fresh air, let the sun hit your skin and feel that warmth and really enjoy it. And maybe take your shoes off and put your feet in the dirt and just allow yourself to be for that one moment.
Awesome. Love that. Love that. Well, hey, thank you so much for stopping by. Really, really appreciate it. And we'll be in touch. Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.